There are certain people who are such complete and utter assholes. There are certain people who are such complete and utter assholes. And these people spend their lives bullying, manipulating. That's it. Complete and utter manipulative assholes who know how to set. I mean, from your early childhood, you encounter some of these people. Some of these people who, as children, somehow, innately, seem to be born with this knowledge of how to manipulate. And here, in fact, when you look up the word psychopath, look up the word psychopath, psychopathic. Look up the actual studies that have been done, have been conducted, researching the actual mindset of a psychopathic person. Psychopathic, manipulative person. And the descriptions are there. They've been laid out by psychological studies. The mindset of a psychopathic person and how they spend their whole lives constantly manipulating everything, so that everything is constantly stacked in their favor, where it's always a heads I win, tails you lose, no matter what situation. And there you find the essence of the psychopath. And you know them when you're a child. You encounter some of these manipulative little bastards who somehow at the age of 7 years old know how to manipulate everything, where they constantly make up the rules. They say, no, we're playing by my rules. And then if the rules turn out in the game to be don't suit the little psychopath manipulator who made them up in the first place, and you call him on, he says, oh no, well I just changed the rules again. You recognize these kids as children. You encounter them, they've already got it all. It's like their brain is wired in a different manner. They've got it all hardwired into their brain, like from the day they're born. Like some of them from the day they're born, from the moment they're born, they know how to manipulate. Apparently. In the same way that pretty much anything is hardwired into certain species. The same way that a cuckoo hatchling, okay, little bird that's just hatched out of an egg, whose eyes aren't even open, from the species of cuckoo, has it wired into its own brain this physical reflex of backing up to push the other birds out of the nest, because you may not have seen this, but on nature programs they've got it on film. There's this reflex. The thing is that cuckoos don't build their own nests. Cuckoos lay their eggs in the nests of other birds, and let the other birds incubate and feed the cuckoo. Incubate the egg and then feed the cuckoo after it hatches. And the cuckoo bird baby has this reflex built into it, so that even without any presence of its own parents who have fucked off, who are complete deadbeats and don't invest any energy into either building a nest for their egg or investing any energy in collecting food to feed the baby once it hatches. That baby has wired into its brain this reflex, or not even whatever it is. There's this reflex where the newborn hatched cuckoo bird backs up to does this backing motion to thrust the other birds, the other babies that were actually the babies of the birds that built that nest that it's sitting in. They shove the other baby, the legitimate children of of the parent birds out of the nest, so they plummet to their death. And the only baby that's left alive, the only baby that's left alive is the cuckoo baby. And it's hardwired. The cuckoo baby doesn't even have its eyes open, doesn't even know what's going on, but it's wired into the existence of this cuckoo, that this is its natural reflexes. And this is the manipulative psychopathic. I mean, the cuckoo baby in that nest of other baby birds, the babies of the actual birds that built the nest. That cuckoo egg in there is the psychopath within that nest. The cuckoo birds themselves are psychopaths that know how to manipulate so that they don't have to bother building their own nest, raising their own children. So you wonder what the word cuckoo means. And you wonder what that Shakespearean word cuckold means. Why is Shakespeare's plays full of this cuckold this and cuckold that? Well, cuckold is when a man's wife is committing adultery. Then the husband of the adulterous wife is the cuckold, and that comes from the word cuckoo bird. Because you see, the cuckold husband, is investing his time and energy. He's working to earn a living to support the wife, who is all of his energies and resources are being siphoned off, not for his own benefit. Oh, and of course, if his wife committed adultery and got pregnant by another man, okay. So if there's a married couple and the wife has a baby not by the husband but by somebody else, so she's basically having a bastard child, and the husband doesn't know that this child that he's raising isn't his own child, it's a bastard that was created by the wife being an adulteress. So then the husband is the cuckold. The husband has been cuckooed. And this is a situation. This is a manipulative situation where the cuckoo bird is a psychopathic creature who behaves in a psychopathic manner. And there are people that it's innately in them. And it may very well be hereditary in the same way that the cuckoo species is hereditary. It may be passed on somehow through your genes. There are certain kids that you know when you're a child, that the way that they play, everything is manipulative. Everything is set up. I win no matter what. Heads I win. Tails you lose. I make up the rules. The rules don't suit me. I change the rules. Or I say those rules no longer apply. Now there's new rules. These little psychopathic bastards, and they grow up to be politicians, and they grow up to be your boss, and they grow up to be hoodlums, and they grow up to be policemen, and they grow up to own media companies. And they grow up to be psychiatrists. They grow up to be wardens of psych wards, going around pronouncing who everyone else, on everyone else, who is sane, who is insane, who needs to be put in a straitjacket, who needs to be given their shots, who needs to be put on medication. These, what do you call them, these power mad people, power trippers, these psychopathic power trippers. And if you look up the studies on the profile of what makes the profiles of psychopaths, the psychological profile of the psychopath, as and generalities that apply to actual real people fitting into this description of this word. And these people know how to manipulate, and that's the thing that we have here. That's the thing that we have. That's the situation that I'm rebelling against on this fucking psych ward of the OkCupid forum. That's what, pretentious wanker, I can take or leave, big deal. But a psychopathic bullying manipulator who stacks everything, heads I win, tails you lose, that's what you got here. That's my serious sense of offense at this fucking morano lie and cuss. He stacks it up. First he starts the whole witch hunt. He starts the accusations. He starts the fuck off swirly, and the so-called the person that he's accusing of being swirly says, what are you basing this on? Can you tell me? Tell me why you think I'm swirly in the first place? And he doesn't respond. He says, his response to that is, fuck off swirly, fuck off swirly, fuck off swirly, fuck off swirly, plus spreading it. And oh yes, and of course, then he claims, I didn't start this. Okay, so here you've got the profile of the manipulative psychopath who first he starts it. Then he denies having started. He says, but I didn't start this. I'm just repeating what others were already saying. Don't accuse me of being the leader here. It's already, heads I win, tails you lose. I set up the rules don't suit me, I changed the rules. Deny it with a straight face. Then he leaves. Then after finding that he couldn't succeed in his fuck off this, that, bully, then he takes a few days off. A little less than a week he takes off. The whole thing dies down in his absence. The whole thing dies down without him there to continue instigating it, until his stupid bitch starts it up, which he was probably in communication with anyhow. But either way, she starts it up again. She blows on the embers and fans the flames again. Then it starts up again. Then he returns and comes back, and he's at it again. But then he still sees he's not being successful in his bullying, and he takes this other psychopathic, look at me, I'm stacking it, heads I win, tails you lose. He turns around from being the one who instigated in the first place, started the whole witch hunt. Fuck off, swirly, fuck off. Then he turns around and says, and puts on this act where, I'm Mr. Reasonable. Look at me being Mr. Reasonable. I'm saying, I'm doing this for you out of concern for your own mental health. I'm telling you to leave. You see, this is the way these manipulative psychopaths habit, and they know it as children. They know how to do it as children. How to say, okay, well, we're playing my game. We're playing according to my rules. If my rules don't suit me, at any time I reserve the right to say those rules are no longer applying, and I make up the new rules that do suit me. He starts the witch hunt. He acts like the bully. Doesn't work. He stomps off. Says, I'm not okay. Well, I'm not playing. Manages to